Bienvenue Jean-Baptiste.
Hi.
How are you doing?
I'm good. Thanks for inviting me.
No, of course. Well, you're busy, so I really appreciate that you made it. So tell me the whole story. You're the first company going public in the US. Is it New York Stock Exchange or NASDAQ?
NASDAQ.
NASDAQ. Since Business Objects, what that was 15 years ago or something, or 20, I don't know. So wow. First, congratulations. Can you tell the story? So how did it start? How did you start Criteo? When did you get the idea? How old is it?
Well, Criteo is 8 years old, so it takes quite some time to be listed. And it started like any startup with a funding team, 3 of us, with 2 amazing technical guys, Franck LeWeb and Romain Nicoli. And we had very, I would say, complementary skills. I was kind of the business guy. I had a previous company before, and they were the techies, and the match was perfect. But it took us a long time to get started. The first 3 years, the company was doing mostly R&D.
Explain what the original idea you had, and then how it evolved. What was it that you? How did you get the idea of doing that? Of doing what there? Well, maybe you could explain.
The core original technology is still at the core of what we do today. It's analyzing user browsing behaviors and trying to predict what's going to be the next thing they're going to be interested in. But it took us a while to
predict the next thing that people on the web will be interested in.
Absolutely. I mean, the idea is the web, there's just so much information, so much products that people have to be helped in discovering the good stuff. And the best prediction of their future interest in something is their past browsing history, what they've been looking before, which can help you to predict what's going to be the next product they're going to be interested in.
But why did you decide doing that?
When did we?
Why did you decide this space?
Why we did decide? Because
I'm just interested in the idea generation. You know, how you get an idea like this, which becomes a... What's your market cap now, by the way? 2 billion?
I don't follow this.
Oh, you don't follow this?
No. You go crazy if you look at your stock price every 5 minutes.
No, but you look at it every week?
Yeah, well, yeah.
I'm not asking you to comment on it. I ask you what it is. You don't know what it is?
I haven't checked, Okay,
I'll Google it for you.
But
So how did you get the idea?
So basically, I mean, the first place where we tried to apply the technology was picking the next movie you would be looking at. I was frustrated that, had a hard time to choose the right movie. So our first client was a French company called Allociné.
Yeah.
And we've been helping them to do movie recommendations. But we quickly realized that by restricting this to predicting the next movie was a pretty small market. And quickly we expanded this to the whole e-commerce and to the millions of potential products people can look at. But it still took us a while to package the whole technology into business model. Because one thing to have a great technology, it's a complete different story to have a product ready to market, including the sales and marketing strategy. And this took us a long time, 3 years. So the whole history of the company is really 2 completely distinct phases. Phase 1, 2005, 2008, 3 years, 20 people, no revenue, nothing, just turning the model and trying to build the product.
Yeah.
And we almost ran out of money.
CRTO, 3297,
okay.
Market cap 1.55 billion.
Okay.
Not bad.
Yeah. We're excited about the future. And then since 2008, we had a very good takeoff of the products. That's the magic of the web, is that as soon as you have the right product, then you can scale the model very quickly, and you can replicate the model in every country very quickly. And it's probably the thing we are the most proud of, is how quickly we've been rolling this out internationally.
Yeah, in how many countries?
Today, we are, I think, in 37 countries. And in really 3 big phases. Phase 1, it was Europe, and almost day 1, we've been rolling this across Europe. Then in 2009, we had this big decision Are we going to stay in Europe and wait for American guy to come and buy us? Or are we going to try to go for global leadership? And we decided to go for the full game.
Why? You had a few acquisitions. How many acquisition offers do you have until you went public?
Well, we've been focusing on growing the company. And when you grow 3 digits every year, you don't really look for,
No, but you have people showing up and saying, "Can I buy you?" Right?
And well, in a way, we were lucky that we've been flying below the radar the first years. That's, as a matter of fact, it's an advantage to start a company in Europe or in France, that nobody's looking at France as an innovative place for startups. So you can build a very strong base.
That's not what the minister said.
And now it's changing. I mean, it's changing a lot, and you see a lot of great stories from France. And I mean, in just 8 years, it's dramatic how different it is. But I can tell you, the first years we were in the US, it was hard to convince people that something innovative was coming from Europe. And now, I mean, but after some point, the market is very pragmatic, and we've seen the snowball effect and the growth. But going to the US was a very bold move for us.
Where are you based in the US? New York or LA? Or?
We have 4 offices. We started on the West Coast in Palo Alto, and then we opened New York. Now we have Boston and Chicago to cover the whole US. And the third move was to go to Asia, and we're very, very excited also. We made a big success in Japan. And now Asia is a very strong area of growth for the company, which was also pushing us outside of our comfort zone. So because going to Asia, especially Japan, is very intimidating. They happen to speak Japanese, which is a
you happen to not be able to read
challenging language for foreigners, and but it's a very exciting market. It's a huge market,
bigger than China,
and so far it's still bigger than China. But China is growing so quickly that you're going to see China passing Japan.
Quickly. We had Hugo Barra, ex-Google, here yesterday. Was giving us an amazing presentation on the growth. How can you explain how it works exactly? Can you please educate me, not them, because they probably know, but on how it works? I'm not familiar with it. So how do you know what I'm expecting? Is it by reading where I'm going? It's cookies?
So we are analyzing browsing behaviors, the type of website people are visiting, what type of product they're looking at, their shopping history also, what they put in their shopping carts. And based on massive, data crunching, we compare your browsing with millions of other browsings, and we try to predict, based on the statistical machine learning, what's going to be the next product you're going to be interested in. So if you've been, let's take an example. You've been buying.
I have an example. So when I go and watch porn, you analyze that.
We're not in.
And then you push sex toys. Is that?
Well, we don't. We pick carefully the categories of product we are in, and
so no porn.
No porn.
Okay.
No. Yeah, we're very strict. We work only with big brands.
Oh, so you have to. So the brand has to work with you. But so what do you store in my device? It's kind of scary, no? What do you? What? I have Criteo stuff in there watching me.
So everything is completely anonymous. I have no idea that it's Loïc Lemer. I have no idea your age, your gender, nothing. And in a way, it's completely irrelevant for us because the only thing interesting is to capture shopping intent.
Okay.
And that you've been buying this cool digital camera, and that perhaps the next thing you would be interested in is a memory card or another accessory. You've been buying those cool red shoes. Next thing is going to be a blue shirt or green bag.
It's stored on my computer and my devices?
It's multi-devices, so this is something also we've been very excited of recently is the massive move to mobile.
But so I'm sorry if I ask stupid questions, but it's the same Jean-Baptiste on iPhone, iPad, and web-based?
This is cross-device, yeah. Well, this is a new area where it's very exciting because before people were browsing only on one device.
Yep.
Well, actually, for a long time, people were browsing at home and at the office, typically on 2 different computers. So it's a problem we had in the past, but now it's getting completely exacerbated by the fact that, as you said, you have 3-4 devices you work.
So you can follow. You don't know it's me, but you know it's the same user.
It's statistical analysis to try to predict that it's the same user and to try to predict the behavior.
Okay.
So it's all about prediction. So it's like weather forecast is not 100% accurate, but the more data we have into the system, the more we invest in technology, and we have a very big R&D center in Paris. We are very proud of French engineers that they're among the best in the world. And we should be proud of this.
I'm proud of it. It's anywhere you go.
Beyond the French bashing, there are very good things in France.
Anywhere you go in Silicon Valley, you have to find the French engineer first, and then you can do a partnership with a company. That's my trick.
We have a R&D team in the Valley for specific expertise, but the vast majority of R&D is in Paris, France.
So you've been saying data a lot.
Yeah.
And obviously, you store and you work with a huge amount of data. What do you think of the term? I tell you what I think of the term big data. To me, I never use that term because I think it's something that people use as buzzword. No one understands what it is. That's my, blunt. What do you think? Do you think it makes sense to say big data is a huge trend, and it says it's something that? I mean, what is it?
Well, there are two things that bringing meaning into data, because a lot of people claims they have a lot of data, but what's important for us is not data; it's what we call actionable data that you can use in real, and typically in real time. We use all the data in real time, and real time has a lot of value in our space, where everything is priced in real time, the buying is in real time. So just having the data is not enough. You need to make the value of the data by processing it, finding meaning, and then using it, if possible, in real time.
But big data is just a buzzword, or no, it's a category?
It's a generic word, but you have to go one step deeper if you want to understand what's behind the
Where do you live? You live here, or you live in the US?
I live in airplanes, because especially now that we are listed in the US, a very large portion of our investors are US based. So
where are you physically yourself?
I would say probably 60% in Europe, 40%, 30% in US, 10% in APAC.
So you're still French resident?
I'm a French global citizen. Yeah. I'm very proud to, and I mean.
I'm not trying to trick you. The minister was this morning. Don't worry.
And but this is also something we try to promote within the company. We don't want to be seen as a French company. We want to be seen as a global company. We are promoting talents across all the world. And if you look at our management team, it's spread out between Paris, London, New York, Palo Alto, Tokyo, and with great talents everywhere. And so not to be seen as we're very proud to have a French R&D center. I think this is a big anchor in the company. But as a business, we try to be truly global.
Do you think we are in a bubble?
In a bubble?
In a tech bubble.
I don't think so.
The Twitter just moved from $20 billion to $30 billion in a week, I think. Something like that, if I'm not mistaken, or 2 weeks. It's that's a lot. Like Facebook, 120 or something plus.
Well, what I can see is a lot of businesses with real business models, real revenues, real bottom line. So this is solid. So how quickly this is going to grow. The market is just anticipating growth, but the business model are solid. Then the whole question for everyone is how far you can push the model. Are you building a billion-plus company, or 10 billion, or 100 billion?
What are you building?
That's we're going to see, but we're going to try to push the model as far as we can. And this is why it's so exciting.
Tell me about competition. I know you have a US-based competitor called Trigit, because it's based in San Francisco. So I've met them, I know them a little bit. How do you see that? What's your competitive landscape?
Well, we have number of competitors in pretty much all of our markets, in France, UK, Germany, the US. We have a few of them, which is pretty normal in any market.
It's validation, actually, yeah.
Yeah, in a way, and we feel happy that other people are trying to emulate and replicate what we do.
So it's the French talent that is being copied elsewhere, you think, here?
But I think, today our number one challenge is still to educate the market. We are changing the way people buy display. They used to buy it on a CPM model, and now we offer them to buy this on a cost per click model. It's a complete revolution in the way you measure ROI.
But that's Google started that, right?
Well, Google has educated the market in search for the last 15 years, which is great for us because now we can explain to people that they can have the power of search and the ROI of search into display. And this is really high pitch, but there's still a big piece of the market that we have to educate on this. This is why we're so excited, because the opportunity is huge.
Do you do anything with social? Like, there is a huge, obviously, trend from you said CPM to CPM. I'm not an expert, or to CPC. But there is also the social, it's much more relevant if I know we're friends and I know as a friend that you like this car, I will trust you much more than if I see anyone, right? So do you use that?
Social is very big for us. Obviously, our biggest partner in the social space is Facebook. They are kind of the giant in the social space. We see a lot of other exciting initiatives in social and partnering with other companies. They are still much smaller than Facebook.
Yeah.
But there's definitely a very big trend.
But do you get the data from them as well on what I like on Facebook, for example, and try to optimize what you show me with that, or no, not yet?
iEngine is completely agnostic. Any data that's going to help to better target, to offer better product and more relevant offers to users, we're gonna leverage it. So yes.
Give me advice. We have entrepreneurs here, and what you've done is so amazing. We'd like to do the same. So what's your top advice for entrepreneurs to build something like Criteo?
Well, typically, I try to preach three things, especially in France, but even for our US friends, it's going to sound very, very straightforward. Is number one, you are more intelligent with a team than just on your own. And we built Criteo with there were three of us to start with. And all the statistics shows that 80% plus of billion-plus companies are built by multi-founders. Two, pick ambitious investors. It makes a huge difference. People pushing yourself out of your comfort zone. And an area where the French VCs have still a lot to learn from their American counterparts. But it's getting better.
That was a harsh comment.
No, but it's also because we haven't seen that many very big stories in France. So people were putting themselves mental barriers on how big this can be. And if we can be an inspiration for others to think big,
you are an inspiration.
Then this is super exciting. And I'm meeting everyday companies saying, I'm the Criteo of this, I'm the Criteo of that.
Great.
And I'm so happy because
now your category.
We want to give ambition and inspire other entrepreneurs to be as aggressive as possible and go global as quickly as possible.
So VCs, any other advice?
The last thing, 100% of our employees are shareholders of the company.
100%.
100%, and we have more than 800 employees globally. We're very proud of this. This is, once more, any company in the Valley would find this straightforward. I can tell you, still in France, we are the exceptions, and we are promoting this. It makes a huge difference in the type of talent you can attract and the level of commitment. The level of passion at Criteo is amazing. When I see people, it's just amazing. And you have to bring all them together, and obviously, bringing them into this whole IPO story, it made a big push for the whole company.
But why did you really need to go IPO? I guess you could have raised, if you look at Uber, they raised $250 million without going public. I would say yet, probably. But why did you need to go?
There are two reasons why we decided to go public, and especially to go public on the NASDAQ. The number one is branding. I mean, we're still a relatively new company in the US. And really to show that we're here for the long term, especially for very big US clients. Being listed in the US it's a way to show to the market that we want to be among the big guys, a very strong branding signal. The second thing is the ability to raise money in a much more efficient way. I mean, there is the private market, but it takes, even for the hottest company, it's going to take 3-6 months minimum to raise a good round, and you're going to have all those complex things you have to deal with. In a public market, if you have a good story, you can raise money in a much more efficient way. And,
so it's great experience so far, and good PR.
So far, so good. Yeah.
Anything you would like to? Unfortunately, we are out of time. But anything you'd like to share with the audience? Any tips or anything about the company or yourself you'd like to share?
Well, I think it's great to be here in Paris and to show that there is a great momentum in Europe, in the tech community. And as we were saying, things are changing very quickly. We are very excited to be part of it and to show that you can build global companies. And sky is the limit.
You're not part of it. You've just become an icon of how Europe can succeed and innovate and lead the way worldwide. So that's amazing. Congratulations, Jean-Baptiste. Very impressive.
Thanks very much.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, guys. Thanks.
Yes.